Okay. I will start my arguments in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this house as parents from middle-income family would adopt free-range parenting as opposed to helicopter parenting. Framing, as parents with a middle-income family, it is highly regarded that their child should be independent. This is so to happen that in the future, their child can survive and can be able to do everything without the reliance of someone else. There is the characteristic of middle-income family. One, they can still support what the child needs because they still have the economy to purchase what their child needs. Second, they want their child to surpass them and be more successful because they are in the middle family. But of course, every parent, especially middle parents, wants their child to surpass them so that they can be rich and help them in the future. And three, they are still tolerable whether what their child is doing. Background. In this status quo, there are many parents that live in a middle-income family that can still give their child education and so on, but at the same time, they still have to work in order to make their child succeed. But with this, they need to also control their time so that their child can end up in the right passion or at the right track. If this can't happen, we're afraid that their child wouldn't survive there in the future. So this scene proposes the idea of free-range parenting in order to lead the child into the right place. Welcome to my arguments. What is free-range parenting and how it will work? Free-range parenting means reducing their parental supervision on their child. It means their child can be free and choose to be independent themselves without the help of guide of the parents. How will this work? Everybody is given a talent and passion. A child will notice their interest in the first place before their parents. Their child can explore their passion without ever worrying about how their parents will do and how the parents will react. There are many cases where parents control what their child is supposed to do. For example, child likes to draw or likes art, but with the parents' economical and ego, they want them to be a doctor or a lawyer to make money. Remember that we highlight middle-range parents, so this can help economically on both sides, the child and the parents. When child are free to do what they want, it doesn't mean that they are able to do everything. They can just do anything without being shouted at their parents or without being noticed by their parents. No, what this means is children can experience how the world is and can learn how their skills will be and how it will be handy in the future. For instance, cooking. We see that many parents won't let their child cook because it's too dangerous or because it is their parents' job. But when we use free-range parenting, when they're not looking or when they're not noticing their child, they can try and learn by themselves. They can learn on maybe YouTube or a book or maybe a friend of them or maybe just observing their parents because children are very observant themselves as well. They can take initiative first before they are asked to do. This is very helpful when they are being initiative because even if they can injure themselves in cooking, it's okay because they will not give up so easily and will learn from their mistake. Remember that children can learn fast and will do anything so that they can do what they're supposed to do. Okay, another argument is how it is going to be more beneficial than helicopter parenting. One, when we use helicopter parenting, our child will get excessive level of parental supervision. This means that they can lock their child and make their child feel pressured. Why? When parents always supervise you, they may look that they care, but this can actually make their child unable to be free. They will always have to rely on their parents every time. But there's going to be one day when they have to get separated and they will not survive at the end since they got lack of independence from this parenting. Opposes from helicopter parenting, free-range parenting will be more effective. Why? In this world, no one is going to help you again and again and again. So in order to survive, parents will teach them how to be independent in the first place rather than they just supervise their child into what they're doing is wrong or not. Remember that they are from a middle-income family. they can still buy stuff that had maybe handy or maybe very effective, very good for their child needs. For instance, vehicles like motorcycles, cars, etc. Not only that, this can reduce families' worriness since they already know what their child can do or how their child is going to be independent, so that they can be free. They will not worry of letting them go. Unlike helicopter parenting, where they will have to live with constant worriness because their child may not survive in the future, and so on. The child will know and expect where to go in the first place, since parents is not going to look at him or supervise him for a very long time or very constantly. They will have the time to think for themselves and can pick what they want to do and what their passion is. Parents will often make mistakes when picking for their child. Even if they know their child more than anyone else, we have to realize that middle-income family will have to prioritize works first, so that they can make several mistakes, especially when their child is the person that they know themselves the best. And lastly, just because free-range parenting is that they will not supervise the kid as much as the helicopter parenting, they will still supervise their child, but not all the time. For example, they will still tell their child on what to do and what don'ts you have to do. This helps the child to focus on what they want to do. Not only that, this can help the child to think critically in order to fix their problem at the first place. At the end, their child will survive and will be able to choose what they do. They can get a job with their characteristic because they're independent, hardworking, will be able to adapt in their workplace. So this will be a perfect candidate or a perfect workplace for them. This is the perfect school for them, from their parents as well. They will thank their parents for teaching them how to be independent, rather than just watching and being overprotective, because remember, a child character can be utilized on how their parents teach them. We don't want the child to be constantly feel anxious, scared, even stressed out. They will thought that their parents are evil and will be jealous of other children who are able to be free, unlike them. Because usually parents will force the kid into doing something, even if the children liked it. With the high expectation from parents watching it, can make the child feel not interested and hated at the end. Because children are moody. While with free-range parenting, when the child felt bored, they can even do something productive, like doing chores, exercising, and even eating healthily. With his argument, we would like to propose that free-range parenting is better.